Hello, good morning, everybody. I see that we have a lot of attention already. Can you just maybe say something in the chat that I can see that everybody is seeing or hearing me at this moment, so we can start. Hi, Matthias from Sweden. And good morning, everybody. Frederick Jacobs. I'm the founder and CEO of Secury360. I'm happy to give the webinar today, especially focused on distribution. Let's rate. Hi, Richard. Hi, Martin. Okay, perfect. Okay, very good, very good. Let's wait for just a few minutes, and then we will get started. We are also recording this webinar, so if we need to see this again, we will send it or post it on YouTube. Goedemorgen. Good morning, Sander. We're just saying that we will wait a few minutes still that everybody is able to join, and then we get started. Today we will focus on the presentation to see the basic of our company, the future that we want to do, also the developments on the roadmap, the new roadmap, and we will also share some partner portal, so the product itself, but also a new tool that we developed especially for distribution will also be shown in the webinar. Yeah, I think it will be, depending on the questions, I think will be 40-45 minutes. Yeah, of course, we will be ready within an hour. That will be the goal. Hi, Rex. Good morning. Yeah, so I think, I think most of the subscribers are joining now. So let's get started, and else you can watch the recorded video back. So I told you today, I'm Frederick Jacobs, the founder and CEO of Secury360. We are a company, develop, manufacture, produce our product in Belgium. Even the hardware is produced in Belgium. You see the new box here in my screen. We are internationally focused. We always want to go to distribution. So our customers are control rooms or security installers. For the end users, we see about 20% is mobile construction sites, temporary security, mobile construction sites. 25% is residential, and all the rest is medium businesses, solar panel plants, car dealerships, logistics centers. But as I told you, so these are the end users. We go through installers or control rooms, but we go in every country through distribution. So that's why we focus this webinar to see and to show you a little bit more the potential for the distributor as well, because it's not only about the product and the development and being innovative, but it's also something, can you sell it to your customers? What's your revenue? What's your recurring revenue? What's your profit? So we want to focus on the webinar here. So, well, let's start with the presentation then. If it's okay, you will see it. Yes. So the mission of Secury360 is to build like an alarm panel for existing cameras to detect potential burglars from the outside. So when we started the company, we thought about, okay, we are placing so many alarm systems at the inside, actually it's too late. And when I look at the market at that time, there was not a good solution to protect from the outside. You get a lot of false detections, a lot of installation problems, support problems, going back to the customers and things like that. So that's why we started the company. I will show you a little video. I'll explain it as well. It will explain everything about our product and where we want to go in the future. So a burglar takes 3 minutes average to get inside before the alarm is triggered. So it's a lot of issues at that time. So what we do is actually we focus on our Secury360 solution. Secury360 is actually a box that's placed on the installation on the customer side. So we can connect any kind of camera there. And when the box is active, it's getting with geofencing. It's like a standalone alarm panel. When it's active, we detect a potential burglar, vehicles or persons. We send a 10-second video clip to the control room, to the mobile app, or we can trigger the alarm or location. So a police or a security employee can go on site before the actually burglary happens. So we see that, depending on the location, of course, but we act in a few seconds while, still they're running outside, still walking outside at the premise, and we're already detecting the potential burglar at that time. We get a lot of case studies already, mainly Belgium, the Netherlands, because we are from Belgium, so the main sales in the beginning was Belgium. But we saw a lot of false detection on customer sites, like construction sites that we fixed. But we also saw a lot of high power voltage security fences, for example. Some people climbing over. We installed our system. They still did climb over, but our system detected them. So we are already having a lot of successful cases. And the main part is actually, so we develop our AI at the edge, very sensitive to never miss a human or a person or a vehicle. And we develop our cloud AI to filter out the false detections. I will show you some product information now. I also see that there is a question in the chat. Let's go back. We have a Q&A at the end, so leave your questions in the chat. I will come back to it later, if you don't mind, after the presentation. So the total solution you see here. So we can place a box on location, like the house here. You can place a box on location, and we can activate or arm the box with different ways. We can use an input. Different partitions can be set. So with an input from your burglar system or your access control system, you can activate several partitions. We can use the mobile app. So we have our mobile app, our own mobile app. It's not only used for live images or detection, so the 10-second video clips will be sent as a push notification, but also to activate and deactivate the system. So you can just manually activate the different partitions. You can set up your scheduling mode. We also launched the new mobile app a few days ago, I think. And there you also have this yearly holidays. You can just select, okay, I'm from Sweden, for example, and you can see the national holidays. You can just select them, or you can make a year calendar that you have say, okay, in the beginning of the year, I know that this days our office will be closed, so I already will integrate this activation in the scheduling mode. And we can use geofencing on the mobile app. So the geofencing focus is like, so you can add an area. So when I drive to the office, within 500 meters, I get a push notification from Secury360. And I can just say, okay, I want to activate or deactivate our system. And when I leave my office again, I get the same question. So you can just activate it. As always with the authentication, so you can add your face recognition as well when your phone gets stolen, that nobody can enter your premise. But at the same time, you need to acknowledge. Why? Because if you drive away and your kids are still at home, that you have a manually activation, but it's like a reminder you are leaving Secury360 location, so do you want to arm or disarm? And we can also use an API integration as well. So API integration is mainly for control rooms that if the control room, for example, wants to use their VMS system or their platform to activate and deactivate our systems, you can use the API integration as well. So we have an edge AI on the box. We have an AI in the cloud. It's working together. We will show it later. And we have a partner portal. It's all remote. Everything is managed remote. The partner portal, what I will show you, is for the installers, the control rooms, but also for the distributors. So we added now like an extra layer. So if you are a partner, have a partnership as a distributor with us, you will have your login. You can see your customers, and you can add different installers there, and you can activate different boxes. So if we ship like 50 boxes, you have 50 boxes of us in stock. We will not invoice you the license until it's set up and it's activated. And when you have a box and a customer orders a box, you can just ship it, and this serial number you can add it to this customer account, and they can use it in the partner portal. So you always have an overview of all your customers, and you can all manage all your installers as well. When it's activated, the system on site, we make a 10-second video clip with a bounding box. We can send it to a control room. So we have different integrations. Mainly all control rooms can use our system through CIDCO9 even. It's like an alarm panel protocol, but we also supporting IMEX. DAWA DSS, network optics, Genetec. We are also thinking or working on milestone integration. And if you get another question, we can also integrate. We do the integrations ourselves. So if you get a particular platform that we need to integrate, that's also an option. So we send the tech and 10-second video clip, but we also send the health checks if possible. Like an alarm panel, we want to be an alarm panel for cameras. So we can also send when a camera is down, when a box is down, send it to the same SIA protocol to the control room. We can send this 10-second video clip to the mobile app. So the mobile app gets a push notification. You can watch it back for 30 days. It's stored in our cloud. Or we can trigger the I/O on location to run a siren, lightning, things like that, depending on the country or the installer, how they want to use it at that moment. The box itself, so we develop, design, and manufacture our own hardware. I will show you later why we're doing it. Not a lot of people are still producing in Belgium, but we have our reasons. So we designed it in Belgium. We give 5 years warranty on the hardware. We got a 4G on board on the new device. So 4G can be used as permanent solution or as backup system. When the internet goes bad, that the product still works. We got an optional 3.5-inch hard drive inside. So for the 4G, you can just integrate your own SIM card here. So you can open it and have your own SIM card here. For the 3.5-inch hard drive, we don't need it for our solution because we store everything in our cloud. But you can also run the network optics VMS on the same time. So in the cloud, you can just select network optics. We will push network optics on the box, and then you can do the motion detection recordings on your hardware, on your hard drive inside. You can do a 3.5 or 2.5, what you want. This is a box up till 6 cameras. We will also launch a box till 16 cameras as well. We have 2 options. You see that there are cooling fans on top of it, so it's external cooling. It's only when you use a 3.5-inch hard drive and you're using it in high temperature areas, you can use this optional cooling mechanism. Everything is installed and managed through the partner portal. So we built everything in Microsoft Azure IoT. So a very big upside for our solution is we update all the devices on site. So we started selling 3 years ago. Still, those devices get updates, get the latest AI. The installer doesn't need to do anything. We take the responsibility of have the latest versions always on the box itself. So we will push all the updates on the box itself. And the installer and the distributor can manage everything remotely. So if you need to do extra settings, scheduling mode, integration with control rooms, setting from a control room to another control room, for example, you can do everything in the partner portal. I'll show it to you live later. Then we have the mobile app. I will show you a video clip here. So we have a new app launch. So we now have the option to have a mosaic with different cameras in one view. You can see the live images. You can see, you can make it big. Yeah, now it's my screen's turning. You can also now use the I/Os, the outputs, if you want. The scheduling mode is there. So you can just activate the scheduling here. So set up a scheduling mode for 1 day or few days. You can also select the holidays. Then you get the geofencing mode. You can just take your location where you're at that moment or put in the address. And then you get an area from 200 meters till 3 kilometers, activate it, and then it's armed when you get in. Then you get the logs of the system. So you see all the logs, but you can also filter on cameras, on detections, and also a certain time period, for example, and then you get all your detections. So we start for 30 days. If you want to save it to your camera roll, you can just save it there, export it in the partner portal, or you can even trigger the output. So if you get a push notification, you can also see there, trigger the output that you run the siren or lightning, for example, to scare the burglar off. You can set up your different I/Os. You can create different views now and grids. You can see it here, so you can make different views. And it's also more multi-location build. So you can set up different locations, and you can manage everything, users, the grids, everything managed in the mobile app from now. Previously, it wasn't possible, or you need to do it in partner portal. So this is the new mobile app. We launched it yesterday, I think, on Monday. Yeah, so it's already available for everybody. Yeah, the partners that we have. So on top, we have this VMS solutions that we send our images to. We also support any kind of camera. We also added Hanwha now, so and we added the RTSP stream as well. So we support different brands. The major brands are supported, but if you still get a camera brand that we don't support, you can also use the RTSP stream in the partner portal now. We also launched it a few weeks ago. Yeah, our partner network. So we are very active trying to build our product worldwide. We have some presence in a few countries. So we always focus on country, go to an exhibition, try to convince installer control rooms, and try to add a distributor locally. That's always the focus that we have. Local support, local distributors that also have their profit of it. We don't want to sell directly. We could sell directly just because we don't have any local distributors, but if you're selling directly and we can find a local distributor, we always want to give this customer to the local distributor. But sometimes, yeah, we get questions directly from the market as well to get started. Yeah, what about the competition? It's a very big thing, I think. At this moment, yeah, we have some competitors, of course, and we try to be honest to ourselves as well. But that's one of the main reasons that we built. So what we see in the market is we see a lot of AI software companies. They're cloud-based, server-based, but you need to install your own server, your own cloud, or use their cloud solution. You get a lot of camera manufacturers that put in free AI, and you get a lot of alarm panel manufacturers. So what we try to do is put those three together in one solution. So we build a box on location, have the portal to manage everything, have a very accurate AI solution that get updated all the time. You don't need to do any calibration. You don't need to do any sensitivity levels, for example. You also see it live. So we try to do it, make it easy for the installer. And we do all the mobile app ourselves, build our product into the control room platform. So we are not focused on making too many AI solutions. Like we are not making fire detection, counting people. We're mainly focused on potential burglar detection, but end-to-end, from the hardware to the software integration. We do it everything. And that's how we see ourselves a little bit. I think, yeah, some brands are here as well. Calypso is a purely cloud-based system. So the biggest USP that we have is we have the hardware on site, the arming, disarming part, connecting your existing cameras on location and things like that. We have it there. Maybe we'll see. Yeah, we have some competitors, of course, and that's the main reason that we build our own hardware, because, yeah, who is building the hardware at this moment? We design our own motherboard. We're using an NVIDIA GPU, of course. But that's why we do it, because, yeah, some competitors, they use an existing PC. They have a USB GPU. They have an I/O box. They have a 4G router and an alarm panel built in one case to compete with us. We do it everything in one solution. So we're even running a VMS on it at the same time. So we are even doing more than the left picture here, because you can run the VMS network optics on it. So we have a total solution built in one for the installers and for the end user. So yeah, what's in it for you? I will show the portal as well, but what's in it for you? So what we see actually is the fourth biggest trend in security is recurring. The recurring licenses. Some people are saying it's difficult to sell. I think if you don't adding an added value to it, it's difficult to sell. But if you're having a high potential or high added value, it's not so difficult to sell. And for the installer and for the distributor, it's very good. It's a recurring revenue that you're trying to create, because, yeah, if you're selling NVRs, you're selling cameras, it's okay. But within 5 years, where is the installer buying the NVRs? Hopefully, again, from the same distributor. But yeah, you're not connecting your customers to you. You're not earning after you just sold it. So what we do is actually we for ourselves as well, we don't have the highest margin on the hardware device. We give 5 years warranty. We try, but it's like a step into the to get the customer convinced to have this recurring. What we see also very important part is actually, so we're selling 3 years. And we see that 90% of our customers, if we see the installers, they are growing between 50 and 120% every year. So they almost double every year because they're winning a lot of projects. Why is that? Yeah, what we see, what the feedback is, if an end user, there is a burglar taking place, they want to secure themselves, they call 3 installers. 2 installers will want to place an alarm system and some cameras to have like reactive image looking, like we call it, and the alarm panel to protect, but it's at the inside. And one of the installers uses Secury360 box. They say for the same price, we have cameras at the outside, we place a box with a VMS, you can see your images, you get a powerful VMS, and we do all the detections at the outside and not at the inside. So that's why they're winning. They have a big USP if they're selling it. Okay, how are we going to the market? So we go to distributors, we sell our box, it's a hardware device, and we sell our licenses. So it's very flexible. So we ship box, you buy 50 boxes from us, for example, we ship them to you, you get them invoiced, of course. When they're in your warehouse, there's not happening anything with the licenses. When you sell the box to the customer, add the box to the installer, and the installer goes on site and they activate the licenses. That's when the invoices from us to you guys, to the distributor, starts. If the installer says, I don't want to use these 2 cameras anymore from the 4 cameras, we stop the invoicing. So we make an invoice once a month, and we give you a clear overview of these are the active licenses, and we count it day by day even. So it's a very flexible invoice that we guys do to you. We just watch back how many cameras got online. We send you an invoice, we send you a clear Excel sheet. You can even download it in the portal as well. And you can see, okay, this installer activated this cameras with this references. So it's made quite easy. Once a month, that's how we do it. We focus on limited distributors per region. So we don't want to use 100 distributors in a region, for example. So we focus on the distributors that really want to do some marketing together with us, wants to push our product in the market, get the added value to the installers and grow with us together. If we get the targets, or if we can communicate about targets, we will have this region quite exclusive for a distributor. Focus on sales and marketing together. So what we do with all distributors that we have now is doing joint webinars, doing events. I'm flying over to Australia, for example, in the beginning of next year to do a roadshow event for 2 weeks. So we try to focus and try to get the product running in your company. And the goal is to grow the recurring profit. If we see the recurring profit that you guys can make, that's actually the goal of ourselves, but also of you guys. So the partner portal, I will show it to you live now, but we added a few things. So the partner portal is mainly the technical part. So the installers are using it to activate customers, get the customer set up. That's actually the thing. But we're also adding sales features as well. I will show it to you live now. Yeah, if normally I would. One second. I try to do it like this. I'm a little bit confused about the screen that I have opened now. Just a sec. Yeah. Yeah. I still have to share my screen later on. But okay, can everybody see my screen? You can just type in the chat. I will check the chat as well now. Yeah, I see the chat. So maybe you can reply on one. Does your AI support detecting on PTZ cameras? Yes, it does. It's actually very accurate. So we don't, you can't turn your PTZ cameras or our detection, but we see a very good detection on a camera that is scanning the area. So it's so we even have customers using the Axis cameras, and they're using our solution especially on this Axis PTZ cameras when he's scanning the area, because we have a very accurate detection. If that doesn't answer on your question, Arthur. Okay. Okay, so the product itself, so when the installer gets logged in, they will see this. So if you add an installer. They get an overview of all their clients, all the boxes, the orange boxes, the cameras, and also the health check. So the health check, when there is a camera is down or the box is offline, for example, we do 3 things. We send it to the control room with these protocols. We can send an email to the installer, and we can also change the device state here. Then we see the detection. So if you're using camera AI, we will also show you the false detection rates. We can show you the human detections. And if we scroll down, sorry, I need to. And if we scroll down, we can also see that week by week and see which customers or which cameras are making the most detections. Normally it would be more active, but this is a demo account as well. Yeah. Then you get your client, so you get an overview of all your clients. So before you go to a client, for example, I will start with this. We have this calculation. Let's say an installer comes to you, or an end user goes to the installer and say, okay, we want to have our area secured, for example. You can start using the calculator, and you can add a new project as well. I will set a test webinar, for example. We can set up this location, for example, and this is the area, or we can just put in an address of your customers. If you add a camera here, you can see the detection ranges at that moment, so you will not make a mistake. Everything that is orange, we promise you, we will not miss a human or a vehicle detection at that area. The megapixel doesn't count, so we are using the second stream. We say the minimum we need is 640 by 480 or 640 by 360. It's a 16.9 or a 4 by 3 resolution. But the lens is very important. So if you set up a lens, for example, on this 60 degrees, we will detect up to 60 meters. If we set up to 40 degrees, we'll detect up to 92 meters. So this is the detection areas if you put in the lens. Most cameras are used on 90 degrees, for example. Oh, sorry. And you can just set up your cameras like this, and you can just use a slider if you want here. 90 degrees, this is a camera 90 degrees. You can add different cameras, and you can set up your different areas here. If you save it, you can, first of all, how to offer the cameras. How many cameras do you need to protect the property? You can also share it with your customer that they know, okay, if we place the cameras there, we will have a good protection. And then afterwards, if you have your clients set up here, I will take our office as an example. If you have your clients here, you can put in the client credentials, and afterwards you can add this calculation to this client. So if you have this test webinar, for example, you can add this calculation to the client. So it's interesting for your technicians, but it's also interesting when you go back within a year to do some support, you still know, okay, this is how the cameras should point in those directions. Then you get the then you get your clients, your box. Add a client, you can have different boxes on location. If we click on it, it's getting open. So it's also a new function. Now we need to click on it. So if you got different boxes on one location, you can just do it like this. If you click on it, it's opening. These are the customers, the cameras, sorry. You can also rename this serial number. So getting a box access to a customs is by adding the serial number. So you can just add it here, put in the S, and these are the boxes that will be in stock with the distributor or get sent to the installer. You can just select the serial number here. Then some extra features. So here you can have different partitions. So here you can do the settings. Different partitions can be made. So you can make partitions on cameras or on zones. So if you're doing it on zones, you can just have one camera with 2 different partitions, and a partition can have different functions. So for example, I want to add partition 2. I can say, okay, give me a delay of 30 seconds. So you can walk around for 30 seconds and then the alarm is triggered. And you need trigger output 2, for example. You can also set it like this. Next, you can also select the different IOs. So different IOs can just be selected here. Output 2, for example, and I want to have an error output here. You can just select it like this, and you can also tell the system that you're using a toggle or a pulse on this alarm panel. Next, the settings will be pushed from our cloud to the box on location. Then going back here, you can do the scheduling mode. So in the mobile app, you have the scheduling mode, but you can also have the scheduling mode here. So you can have different partitions with a different schedule, or if you can have all partitions, give me this schedule. We are also adding this holidays to this partner portal as well. At this moment, it's only available in the mobile app, but we're launching it quite very fast. It's not taking a long time to launch it. Then we have the settings, some extra settings. So we have the 4G connection. If you're using a 4G connection, you can click it here, and we will lose less bandwidth on location. Then you can select this. So if you want to run network optics on the same device, you can just select it here, select the version, and format the hard drive. So we'll push network optics from our cloud to the box, format the hard drive, and then you got the VMS running on the same device. At my place, for example, I have one camera at the back detecting on Secury360. I have 4 cameras in total. They're recording on the same device in network optics. So yeah, I don't need an extra NVR server or something like that. I got a question here. If you operate on second screen, how many pixels met or targets you require then? So yeah, that's actually the distances that you can see in this area. So what we say is have at least 640 by 480, for example, and then you can just use the areas there. It's not about the pixels. If you need to calculate it, it would be around 30 pixels on a 2 megapixel camera if you want this pixel calculation. But actually for every camera, if you have a resolution on the 640 by 400, is always the detection areas, the ranges in the calculator. So we try to make it very simple. The special days in the scheduling, yes, we have the special days in this mobile app calendar, but we're adding it to the partner portal as well. So in the mobile app, you can just select the holidays or select special days for a year. So you can make a year calendar. Was this an answer on your question? Okay, thanks. Then some extra features here, trigger the output, restart the module. So this is more mainly installing functions. You can add a camera here, add the camera by having a name, selecting the brand. If the brand is not selected, you can just say others, and then you can use the RTSP stream. If the camera is active, you can set up the different zones. And this is actually the biggest added value, I think. Then you have with camera AI, because all the responsibility with camera AI is laying in the installer, because you have this firmware updates, you have the sensitivity levels, you have this calibration. Doing that, you just say, okay, give me this area. For example, this is zone 1. I want to do person and vehicle detection. Add a group, and I want to do here, for example, zone 2, and I want to make it partition 2, for example. Right click, partition 2. We have a 30 seconds delay now because we set up this partition 2. That's it. No calibration, no sensitivity level, that's about it. Center point of a person or a vehicle in the area is a detection for us. So that's actually the setup. We have privacy mask here. If you don't want to send your neighbors to your mobile app or to the control room, you can just set it up here. Then a checklist. This is like an internal checklist for every technician. Did they think about everything? Enough lighting at night for the cameras, first walking test, a UPS system, just some reminders. And this picture function, you can make a first picture. If your installation is done, you can make your initial picture. We make a picture of every camera and how it's pointed. So within a year or 2 years, you go back, you can still see, okay, are the cameras seeing the same areas than it was on the installation? Pictures will be shown here if you need it, but you can also see it here if you go to client, sorry. And if I go to expand all, you can also see all the pictures. So from your customers. So we make a picture every night and every day just to have an overview of the installation. So it's loading now. For example, here I will take a day back. So you get a day picture and you get a night picture. You can also see it back. So you see, okay, this is a good area. We will still do a good detection, for example. You can just get an overview of all the pictures at the installation. For example, this is one of the reasons why we promote to disable the IR in the camera and add extra lighting, or use like a full color camera, good lighting at night. But the infrared in the camera, this is the issue that you can get. We will not have false detection on this one. That's not the issue. But if the camera doesn't see in distances, it can't detect anything anymore. So it's a very good thing to not use the infrared in the camera in a lot of the cases, and try to do it with external lighting if it's a high security area, for example. I was here with clients. Sorry, I want to collapse all. So the pictures, then the logs of the system. So you can see when a customer's logged in, for example, when they use the mobile app. You can also see the detections here. If there are detections, the person detection here, you can just go here, for example. I have no idea what this is, but I can. Oh, it's not downloading. I'm sorry. Oh, can I download it? Oh, it wants to download. Yeah, okay. I can just show it like this. Yes, are you seeing the screen? No, I don't think you're seeing it. Sorry, it's opening on another screen. So yeah, sorry, but yeah, there is a detection here in the car, and the person is even detection. So it's a very sensitive AI. You can just see it here. If you click on it, you download the video, see the 10-second video clip that we did send to the control room. Then you have this. I will remove this. So if you want to send to the control room, and this customer needs to do to the control room Secury360's, G4S, or a local one, you can just use IMEX, for example, SIA DC09, Genetec Network Optics. So let's say SIA DC09, 80% of the installers are working with that, or control rooms. These are the credentials that you get from your control room. And you can also say, okay, I want to send the heartbeat every 24 hours, for example, or you also want to send when a box gets disconnected. So you can do a test, or you can save it. The best test, of course, is to walk around in the area and see if the images are coming through the control room. If you got a control room that needs to test it, just give us a call. We can just do the test. You can also do it yourself, for example. Send intrusion. So if you get a control room, they send your credentials here. You can do just send an intrusion test event. They will get a live image, not the detection with the bounding box, but just the detection at that moment. If they get the images through, it's working. If it's not, you need to get in contact with us. I see some questions. One moment. Oh, Matthias, no, not yet. But if it's really needed, we can add it. It will not be a big challenge for us to do. We don't get the question that often, but if it's a real question, we can just add it. No worries. I know the question. I think I already get it. Yeah. I had some meetings in Sweden as well, and they told me so we can add it. It will not be a big issue. A list of support alarm handling softwares. No, yeah. So these are the softwares that we support. We don't have a list of them because sometimes we support, like Facman is one of those, for example. Facman, it's working with us, but sometimes there need to be like a function need to be activated, for example. So yeah, at this moment we don't have a list of all the control rooms. No, not yet. But you can have different. So if you want to send it also to IMEX, or you send it also to Network Optics, you can have different. So you don't need to select one. You can send it to SIA, Network Optics, and IMEX at the same time, for example. Then we got the account. You can just add an account here, and an account can be an installer, technical guy, a sales guy, a client, that's an end user, and you can use the mobile app. You can also select which locations that they have. So you can have multiple locations, for example. You can set up some permissions. So the mobile app, they can read the scheduling modes, or they have full access, or they can use the geofencing, or they can not use the geofencing. So you can also have customers using the mobile app, but they can't activate and deactivate the system. Then the partner portal as well. If you get a big installer or an end user, sorry, and we have a customer, they have 200 sites, so their own security guard is also managing some partner portal things. So you can just have them give them a login and add that some extra functions there. Yeah, that's about it, I think. So in the partner portal, we got the academy, videos, documentations, the release notes, for example. We always, like every month we release new software functions, I think. We will also publish it here, so you can, if you need to watch it back, your installers, your customers, they can just watch the training videos. Everything is set up here. Sales, the sales dashboard, I will show it to you now. Now, first I will do the marketing part, sorry. So we have this marketing part. And yeah, every installer that gets a login, also distributors, they can use our videos to promotion. They can use a logo or white papers. They can download there. They can download everything just to promote our product locally. The sales. So we added this. So we have this sales dashboard for the installers built in, but also for the distributors. What we try to do is actually, we can set ourselves some goals, and we can see what the recurring revenue and the recurring profit could be on the boxes and on the licenses. You can also set it up for your installers as well. So it's really purely a sales tool. So if we see indeed, so we took our experience from our customers, the growth rate that they have, and we built like a calculator to just manage or just to try to get a goal for the installers at the location. So they can see their sales targets here and see the sales revenue as well. So this is like a demo account, but they are using our system already from 2020, and they're growing every year. You can see here that the license revenue gets bigger than the boxes. So it's for everybody. The licenses gets much bigger than the boxes, because when a box gets sold one time and the licenses keep running almost forever. We have cancellations of projects. We have them less than, I think, 0.05% or something. We only have a few cameras that gets disconnected afterwards, or customers that canceled the subscription because they were moving to another country, I think, like that. But we almost have no customers that cancel their subscription, so it's a good thing as well. So I think, they're happy with the product. They don't find it too expensive once they bought it, because they keep doing this. What did I want to show you guys? So for the installers, for the distributors, we have this target as well. So what we try to do is we set up a target within a few years. So what we see is we take our experience, we try to see, okay, what can we do in the coming 3 years together. We set up some targets, and in this area on the partner portal, you can see your targets and your sales at the same time. So you can see what the potential profit, for example, the forecast profit and the actuals. So the profit here, for example, on the licenses are in black and the boxes are in red. You can see that the profit on the licenses get a lot higher because they keep invoiced every month. I can show you how we can set this up. One moment. So what we do together is we set up some targets. So for example, the target from this customer at 2024 is 200 boxes. So we always talk about boxes because we see that 3 cameras per box are like the average. 300 boxes and 600 boxes in the 6th year. We try to always see the location and try to set the goal together. We will not push a goal to you guys because you know the market. So for example, if we get active in Australia, for example, we listen to the market there and see the installer and the distributor, and we try to get a fit there. But if you added your customers here, you can use, I will just get in here, few installers. So what we can do is we can add different installers. So if we add an installer, for example here, We can also set up some targets for the installers as well. That's a very important part. So what we build is we build like a calculator. And this calculator gives us the ability so the calculator was built on the experience that we have in Belgium and the Netherlands. So what we see is what's very important. How many customers do the installers have? That's a very big measurement, because if they got 5,000 customers or they got 50,000 customers, it's a big difference in how big the company is. The customers, we have the annual burglary rate. So what we do is we select the country. So different countries have different things, for example. So let's take Sweden, because I got a question from Sweden here. And we can say, okay, we have a customer, they're having 20,000 end users as a customer. Then we have strong competition or not. Yes, some countries do have a very strong, in the UK, for example, we have a very strong competition, what we see with quite similar solutions. For example, in South Africa, we don't have them that much, Australia as well. So you can select it or you don't can select it. And you can say the growth rate that you're expecting. So you can make a target together with your customer. So if you say, okay, for the first year, the target could be 139 boxes. That's the experience that we have in Belgium. Combining it to Sweden with 20,000 customers. If you say, okay, we have 5,000 customers, you can sell it like this. Then you can see, 100 boxes should be added. If we save this, we will add it here. And this forecasting dashboard will also be launched for the installer as well. So if I save it like this, I need to fill in here that it's a test for the webinar. That's about it. Add a new installer. Yes, I can watch his dashboard. And here we can see the dashboard. Yeah, now the customer is added. You added a security installer, so you can just try to test the boxes. But if you get the sales thing, you can see the forecast that we filled in. And they will see the forecast that they can have with this recurring licenses and the revenue that they can have with this recurring licenses. So we try to build this it's like a sales tool for your sales guys to convince the installers to choose for a product, because we want to choose for recurring revenue. Is this a little bit clear? It's a very fresh and new launched function in the portal. Is everything clear for everybody? Or do you have some questions about this? Okay, thanks, Matthias. Thanks, Richard. All the rest, hopefully still joining the webinar or still awake. Okay, I will get back to my presentation then, and then we're almost done. Perfect. Thank you guys for still joining the webinar. The PowerPoint. Okay, here I was. Yeah, just an overview. We're almost finished at this moment. So just an overview. Last year we launched our second version of Box. We have the integration with Network Optics. We launched our first mobile app. In June, we launched, or we have a prototype of the hardware. We won the Detector Award last month, I think, the International Detector Award for an innovative product, or we were awarded, selected. Optics did one, but we were awarded. We launched our new app, and we will launch our third version of the Box December or beginning of January. We will be launching it for everybody. Then we are not stopping here. We have a vision, of course. Every company needs to have a vision. So at first we wanted to be a product that can be paired to an alarm panel. Now we are a product that it's a standalone alarm panel actually for cameras. We support Network Optics at this moment, just run the Network Optics, but we're also building on Network Optics as well. So we will add different VMS features, basically standardly in our solution as well. And the set and forget function, the standalone set and forget function, that's actually our major goal. So today we compare ourselves a little bit to the autopilot of Tesla. So at this moment, we have two enemies of burglar detection or perimeter detection. We have the false detections. We have it quite good under control with our cloud AI and our edge AI. You need to test it, and we have a cloud AI running. And the second enemy is the usage of the system. The mail guy, the owner, they walk and they're in their secured area. So 95 of the detections that coming through to control rooms are not a threat, are false detections. So we try to build this. We have AI running on the box. It's trained by the cloud. So we really believe that in the future we can place a box on location, and the box getting to learn its environment for the first month, and he will distinguish normal behavior and abnormal behavior on location. For example, the box never saw two persons running on a Friday night at the backyard, for example. So we really believe that we can build something like that. That's always the goal. That was always the goal from the beginning, so we're still working on it, that we don't need to activate and deactivate. It's just always on, it's always protecting, and it's always evaluating what's normal and what's abnormal. I'm coming to, we did 50 minutes, 52 minutes, so I'm at the end of my webinar. So do you have any questions? Feel free to ask here. Yeah, we are recording this webinar. Yeah, so we did record it, and we will transfer it to you guys. I think we will publish it on YouTube, and you can just watch it back there. No, well, it will not be public because it's mainly focused for distributors, but indeed we will ship it. Any other questions? Okay, I don't think there are any questions. So I'd like to thank you all for joining. Let's change the security market together. We really need you guys. We really need our partners or distributors that know the local markets. So let's get the market together. We're ready, and we are not done yet. So thanks a lot. I see that everybody's leaving now, so thanks a lot for joining. If you get any questions, queries, just send us an email or get in touch, and we will be happy to have a personal meeting as well. Thanks a lot, and hope to see you in your country in one of the next shows or visits that I'm doing. Bye-bye. Bye, guys.